Welcome back, everybody, to the next episode in our F1 Manager 22 career mode, where we play as the boss of AlphaTauri, Dario Franchitti. I elected to go with him. And we got a lot of stuff going on today before we get to Silverstone. As you can see, our designs for the side pods and rear wing are going to be finished. We've got the next aerodynamic testing period will be starting shortly as well. So I'm going to skip ahead to when the aerodynamic testing period starts. And we will have a bunch of the designs for the new car. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I will catch you shortly. Okay, so we are back with the new aerodynamic testing period. We installed, or we built, the new car parts, the rear wing and side pods. And we got a bunch of emails saying that we got some contracts coming up, both our drivers and also Pierre Hamlin, who I believe is Gasly's race engineer, is also up for renewal at the end of the season. So let's put our new parts on the car and see how we're looking. A little bit of a boost there. I'm going to go to the rank so we can see. Acceleration jumps up to 9th, low speed and high speed up to 7th, medium speed up to 11th, top speed stays the same, acceleration's a little bit better, low speed and high speed is better as well. So we'll put rear wing on both those guys. And we'll do the same with the side pods. Acceleration a little bit better, and so is engine cooling. Good to know. Now I'm going to make some more of these parts, since we have 6 of them, so we'll just get up to 10 for both of them. Nice, easy number. And I think we've designed our car right now. So let's do some research. So since the technical changes do affect the chassis and side pod this time around, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just focus on these two in this period. So we'll split this down the middle. 38 hours in the wind tunnel, 2.9 hours in the fluid dynamics. So if we have a look at next season's car, top speed, everything gets a little boost except for acceleration and brake cooling, but everything else gets a bit of a boost. Engine cooling gets a pretty dramatic boost actually, up to over 58% there. So this should only take, I believe, 30 days. I'm going to confirm that. And we will also do side pods. As I said, we're going to chew up the rest of our time doing this, but we do want a good car for next season. I believe this should take 40 days. So we're going to have basically a month where we're not doing anything in design or research. What can we lower this down to? We could just wait, actually, until the other one's done. It's a 70-day period, so yeah, I think we'll just wait until that one's done. Because then, once this one's done, we can set the next research project off. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So we will not be doing any car design this period. Just going to focus it all on research for the chassis and side pods. And we'll worry about maybe some parts next time around. But we are going to have these two new bits, right? The rear wing and the side pods. So hopefully it gives us a bit of a boost. We've slipped back a bit from Mercedes. They've been able to get the jump on us the last 2 or 3 races. Maybe this will give us a bit of an edge back at them. Alpine and Alfa Romeo have also looked pretty good, so hopefully the new upgrades will put us back in the mix. We also got a notification that the tour center had been upgraded. That's what the facilities are for that now. Monthly upkeep increased 15,000 and the weekly income just a little bit more as well, up 6.5 grand. So we basically are gaining $3,500 for that one. We also just got notification the following day that the race simulator has now been upgraded. So our drivers are going to get 60% weekly experience gain, and our monthly upkeep goes up by 8,500. The Yuki has a development point, so we're going to go on to possibly reactions. The only things we got coming up before the race weekend is that one of our rear wings are going to be manufactured. So unless something else pops up, I'll see you at Silverstone. They're up to the performance targets, and as you can see, our qualifying one has changed. It used to just be reach Q2, now it says reach Q3. I still think we can do that. Qualifying position minimum of 12th should be doable, and if we reach Q3 then obviously we'll have reached Q2, so I don't have a problem with selecting those. We've gone with finishing at least 10th again, and we have a new finish position streak which says to finish at least 14th for the next 2 races. Should be reasonably comfortable, I think. We've got one more race to go with our qualifying streak, and assuming we get that, then we get $811,000. It'll be nice. Just before we head off to Silverstone, we have $14.5 million in the bank. I'm thinking maybe doing a development facilities upgrade. Possibly the design for next year is what I'm thinking. Costs 11.5 mil. It'll be done in 84 days, so it will help us eventually. So I'm gonna take that. It's a bit of a boost in the monthly upkeep, as you can see, from 350,000 to 525. We get no engineer capacity increase, but we do get a project capacity increase. So that means next year we'll be able to do essentially 3 designs straight away, or 3 research projects, which could be rather helpful for us next year. I don't think it'll help us much this year, because I think it'll be pretty much over. That's what, 3 months, right? So basically from now, end of September would be when this is going to be ready. So we're going to do that. We'll have 3 million left, which will be fine. And I'm thinking we can also upgrade our helipad up to level 4, make us a bit more attractive to drivers and staff, and also gives us a tiny bit of a boost for the sponsor target payout. So we'll do that as well.
We're here in legendary Silverstone, where the very first Formula One World Championship Grand Prix was held back in 1950. It's a place where every tuft of grass breathes motorsport, and the crowd are already crackling with excitement. Silverstone demands a lot of power from cars, with numerous twists and historic turns. Downforce is going to be a key factor to manage if teams want to succeed here. The season is about halfway through, and it makes me wonder what else is in store for the teams. Well, there's only one way to find out. What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell.
looks like we're in for a dry race weekend. So unlike Montreal, where we had a torrential downpour during the race, this one is just going to be cloudy. So hopefully we'll be able to gauge how good those new parts on the car are. We'll have dropped down a bit on the car knowledge for both of the drivers, because of course we got 2 new parts on them. But I'm not overly concerned about that. Our drivers have been performing pretty good the last, well, basically all season. So hopefully that trend continues. I'll catch you after practice.
Sounds like we've had a spin. Let's have a look. Now look at this. Daniel Ricciardo involved here. What a spin! We've just had a spin. Let's take a closer look. Now watch this. Here's Alonso's car. And this, yeah. And that's the lockup. We can take a look now. Now look at this. It's Pierre Gasly. Oh, they've lost it. They've locked up. No. And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
End of the session, and it's a Noah's Ark, as you can tell. 2 Ferraris, the 2 Red Bulls, 2 AlphaTauris, 2 Mercs, 2 Alpines. They're all top 10. Yuki about 1/4 of a second quicker than Pierre, mainly because his parts were a little less worn than what Pierre's were. So we'll change that out for FP2 and put the better components back in, because we don't want to have to worry about any potential parts replacements during practice 2, because that can take up to, you know, half an hour or whatever to change out like a gearbox or a engine component. Pierre did do minor floor damage when he ran wide late on in the session, so we'll have to replace that part. There were a couple spins, I believe Daniel Ricciardo, and I don't remember who the other one was. I have a feeling it was Ocon, but I could be wrong. I will catch you after practice 2.
2 cars out.
Here's the replay. Now here we see Max Verstappen. Oh no! Sounds like a spin. Let's take a look at the replay. Now let's have a look. It's Lance Stroll. And that spin is undoubtedly going to cost.
Okay, so the end of practice 2, and not a bad session. We ended up 6th and 8th. Still trying to find the best setups for both our drivers. Pierre's been stuck on 94% for the last 2 runs, so we'll have to sort something out in practice 3 for him. And we have been improving Yuki's as we go. He's up to high 80s now, so hopefully we can get both of them above 95% at the end of practice 3. But once again, it's the 2 Ferraris leading the 2 Red Bulls, and then a bit of a gap. There was an incident between Verstappen and, I believe, Alonso in the practice session, and it looks like Mick Schumacher's got a penalty for some reason. I don't recall anything else happening, so I don't know why he has a penalty. Maybe he's taken a new gearbox or something like that, maybe? I don't know. But I'm sure we'll figure out why he's got a penalty at some stage.
Hello and thank you for joining us as our race weekend unfolds. Free practice is nearly done, and that means that qualifying awaits. By the end of the day, we'll know who's leading at the front, who's packing out the midfield, and who's bringing up the rear. All 20 drivers competing will be pushing their cars to the limit, pushing themselves to the limit too. But if they can push beyond those limits, well, the very best find themselves mounting a challenge for the championship. You're going to want to join us for this, folks, so fasten your seatbelts. Did somebody spin out there? Let's take a closer look. Now we see Valtteri Bottas. And there it is. That's where they spin out. The team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened out there. Someone spun out. Let's see what happened there. We're just watching the Red Bull. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
The end of practice 3, and we got qualifying up next. Going into it pretty happy. We managed to get both of their car setups up to 97%. Couldn't find that remaining 3%, but that's okay. We'll make do with that. Their car knowledge is about 94%, I believe, and Pierre managed to get up to nearly 100% on the track acclimatization, whereas Yuki got, I think it was 89, or he might have got 90 right at the end there. I don't honestly remember, but it was pretty much at that stage. Pace-wise, as you can see, Pierre's about 4/10 clear of Yuki. They both have comparable car parts now. I think Yuki's gearbox is a little bit more worn, but his ERS, I think, is better than what Pierre's is. Pierre is the better driver in terms of their stats anyway, so it's not overly surprising that he's got a couple tenths on him. Pace-wise, we look about where we should be. Obviously, we did our best time on when we were deploying the ERS, whereas I don't think the AI do that, but I think even without that, we'd probably be close to where the Alpines are, which is who we're fighting with in the Constructors' Championship, so we'll see how qualifying goes. Couple incidents in that session, couple spins, but fortunately no issues for our two drivers. I'll catch you after quali.
They've locked up and gone straight on. Let's take a look at the replay. Now look at this, it's Pierre Gasly. It's a lockup, and that could be costly. And that was a bitter blow for the team, and it may have really hurt their overall chances.
It was on his out lap, so hopefully it's not going to affect anything.
Oh, we've had a spin. Let's have a look. Let's have another look. Science is the focus here. And yes, that's where they spin out. That's going to be a big blow to the team. Will they be able to recover? We'll see.
Okay, a rather eventful end to qualifying 1 there. We had firstly Pierre locking up his tyres on his out lap, and then Carlos Sainz decided to go for a bit of a spin on his fast lap, but as it was his second run, he was already safely through, so it didn't affect anything. We finish up 6th and 11th, couple tenths behind George, but right with the Alpines and the Alphas as expected. Or one Alpha, the other Alpha has been knocked out because both the Haases are through. Mick Schumacher got the better of Kevin Magnussen in Q1, and yeah, we got 3 penalties from the looks of it. We got Fernando up there with a penalty, same with Mick and same with Vettel. The 2 Astons, the 2 Williams, and Zhou Guanyu in the Alfa Romeo are the 5 who missed out. I'll catch you in Q2. Okay, end of qualifying 2, and for the first time this season, we have both cars through, with Yuki and Pierre both managing to improve on their final lap at the end of the session, and just squeezing through there by 4 thousandths of a second over Valtteri Bottas with Tsunoda, so excellent effort there. We will gain a spot on Fernando unless we both out-qualify him regardless. But a really good lap by Pierre there at the end to get in front of both Mercs. We went out on a used set at the start of the session and then a brand new set at the end. So we will save a set of brand new soft tyres for the race, and we'll see how qualifying 3 progresses. Catch you later. End of qualifying and P5 and P10 for our guys. Yuki 4/10 behind Pierre. It's about where he's been most of the weekend. Set the exact same time as what he did in Q2. Pierre managed to find a tiny bit each time. I'm really happy that he managed to get in front of both Mercs and the Alpines. Of course, with the penalty to Alonso, we don't know if it's going to be a 3 or a 5 place grid drop. If it's a 3 place, then Yuki will start right alongside him. If it's 5, then he'll have a couple cars between him and Fernando. Hopefully Pierre, with the upgrades to his car, might be able to cling to the front 4, but we will find out. Overall, pretty happy with that session, so I will catch you for the race.
Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
AlphaTauri did rather well in qualifying. Let's see if they can manage to achieve a strong start for the race itself. We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. And the sun is shining bright here today. This is perfect weather for teams and drivers alike to show us what they're capable of.
This is sure to be quite the spectacle then, and we've got a front row seat for today's race here at Silverstone.
Alright, I think we'll roll with this, going a one-stop from the mediums to the hards. We do have that set of soft tyres for both drivers available if we need it, and we'll go aggressive on the start. As you can see, Yuki gained his spot, so we'll be starting from 5th and 9th today, and we'll see how we go. We've put in the maximum fuel, so we got 2.5 laps more than what the race is, so we'll be able to push the engine a little bit, and let's see what the British Grand Prix can bring us today.
It's sunny and bright as the drivers line up on the grid. And there we have Pierre Gasly. A top 10 position today, but will they be able to capitalize on it? And behind them, there's Tsunoda. They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. Will their hard work pay off today? Anticipation is high, and the drivers are ready for this. The British Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
Cheers for that, Crofty. We maintain P5, trying to squeeze past the Red Bulls. He's managed it, 3 wide with the sister cars. And he's got him up to P3. Good move there by Pierre. Yuki stays 9th, right in front of
This one's good.
Fernando.
Okay, good job, Yuki.
He's right on the Ferraris now too. So we are going to go back on standard, I think, for now. We'll go on neutral for this as well. We'll keep the engine on push. See if we can stay with the Ferraris here.
DRS enabled. DRS enabled. Come on, let's go get those points.
2 Alpines battling away there. DRS is now enabled. I think Gasly's fallen off the Ferraris. We'll see how we can go down the straight against the Red Bulls. Probably ordinary. I'm guessing Max will get past him here. No, he hasn't yet. Okay, interesting. Maybe down here. Let's conserve the engine a little bit for now. I'm going to try and push here with Yuki. See if we can get out of that DRS train that he's got. Doesn't really look like he can, huh? So let's go back to neutral and balance then. Max gets around Pierre, expected. We gotta make sure that Pierre stays in DRS range of the Red Bulls. He's hovering around 8/10. Okay, now we need to push a bit, I think. Try and get back in that range. Okay, he's back there, so that's good. Actually, we may as well keep it on push for a little bit. We got 5 kilos over, so we're looking pretty good there. Can burn a good chunk off this. Leclerc is in. It's pretty early. Hamilton ran wide. Oh, way wide, yeah. I don't think that'll cost him much. He might not get DRS though, unless he stays there. No, he's out of it. And we are gonna... He's in. Hamilton is in. Stroll has a spin.
Let's see what happened there. Now let's have a look. It's Lance Stroll. What a spin!
All by himself. So the question is, when will everyone else pit? And what tyres are they on? So Leclerc's gone to hards. So's Lewis. That's early. We're still not stopping for another 3 or 4 laps yet.
Keep focus, keep pushing.
Sounds like we've had a spin. Let's take a look at the replay. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. They spun the car. What a disaster.
No, that was not a replay. He did it again. Lance, what are you doing? We are still clinging on to the back of the Red Bulls. Russell's hanging in there with us though. I'm reasonably comfy where we are right now. Russell is in. So is Carlos. And we're just going to keep going, I think. We've still got 15% on our tyres. I think we can push. Ocon is in. Alright, so we're going to go a little aggressive with Yuki, I think. Verstappen is in. So now we just have Sergio. I think we are going to go all out here on Yuki. We'll see what... Okay, Sergio's now in, so we're going to go all out attack for Pierre as well here. And maybe we're going to go deploy, I think, with him. See what we can do. We're going to box this time by with both of them. So we've gone longer than what we said we would, but we're going to pit both our guys for the hard tyres. since I think everybody will be doing that, except the guys who started on the hards, of course, who've already pitted. Lando, Latifi, and Albon are all on the mediums. And then Yuki and Pierre, of course, because we have not stopped yet. Okay, in comes Pierre. See what he can do here. More than halfway through the race, so we can be a little aggressive on these hard tyres. Away he goes. Guess we can watch Yuki.
Need to drop the pace.
Still on deploy with him, so I'm going to go neutral, see if he can stick with the bulls. And he comes out right behind Bottas, but with much fresher tyres. So we didn't quite manage to get the jump on the Red Bulls, but we did stay in front of the Mercs. Yuki is trying to close that gap down. 1.5 seconds. I might give him a little bit of deploy here, so he can get into that. I think he might have just managed it. We'll go back to neutral with him. Oh, George is nearly out of DRS range. He's got the fastest lap, apparently. Yuki is now right there. He's within 7/10. And George is officially out of DRS range. So if we can stay with the bulls here, we'll be looking pretty good, I think, for P5. Max and Sergio having a bit of a fight there. Up front, Charles is pretty comfy in the lead there. 3.5 seconds over Carlos, who's got 10, basically, on... Oh, Pierre just hip-checked Max there. Don't think Max will like that, but anyway. Let's watch that again.
Let's take a closer look. Now look at this. It was the Alpha Tauri driver involved.
Dives it up the inside. And then just, yeah, gives him a little, how you going, bud?
Moving up a place there. Excellent work from them. The team watching on and clearly loving that. Here's the replay. Now look at this, it's Pierre Gasly. And they clear it. Big move for them and a race position gained. The driver's team there cheering them on.
That's for a podium at this stage. We've still got 20 laps to go though, so... We're pulling away from the Mercs. We're 2 seconds clear on George now. Verstappen gets around. And Yuki and Ocon are both drafting each other and getting closer to Fernando. The gap was 2.5 seconds. It's now getting close to 1.5. How are the tyres looking? Tyres are looking pretty good. We got 10% better than Lewis and Fernando there. Yuki's now gotten past both the Alpines. So up, looks like they're going to be P8. Fernando and Bottas pit, okay. Oh, Gasly's got a gap. Got a gap over the Red Bulls. I don't know how that happened. Oh, Leclerc pitted. Okay. Leclerc gets around Sergio. No, he doesn't. He tried to. And we still got 2 seconds on the Red Bulls, with 10 laps to go.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
Now I guess the question is Ocon going to pit? And are our tyres going to last? I think the tyres should last. Oh, here comes Charles. There goes Charles. No, he hasn't got past us yet. Okay. DRS straight.
Watch this. There's Leclerc.
No, through the turns. Okay. Interesting move by Charles there. And he gets DRS.
Moving up a position in the pack. Oh, the team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened down there.
Oh, we know what happened out there. Leclerc's got a better car. Obvious. Yeah, I think we'll be fine on tyres, so I'm not concerned with that. So are we going to get the real life result here? Is Carlos Sainz going to take the dub? Looking likely. He's got 8 seconds and 3 laps to go. I think we'll watch the final lap as well. And I am going to put this on overtake. We'll see what Esteban does here. Let's watch Carlos. He's got 5.5 seconds now. He should be able to do this. I'm going to put this on defend, I think.
Keep an eye on the battery.
Copy.
Sergio, you may as well use all your tyre, mate. Same with Yuki. So we had way too much fuel. We were able to push the entire race, and we still had
Let's go flat out.
3 laps. There you go, Sainz gets the dub. 5 seconds clear on his teammate.
And Sainz crosses the line first. He's taken the win.
And we get P5. Right on the tail of the 2 Red Bulls. I don't know if Yuki's going to have anything down here, unfortunately. Oh, he might. He's in full-on aggressive mode. I think he's going to hang on here. Maybe? To the line. Oh, Ocon by a hair.
Good job, guys.
Ooh.
Fantastic race. Stop FIA bridge. Stop FIA bridge.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. This was well deserved for AlphaTauri. A solid weekend of racing.
Absolutely. Whatever they're doing over at the team garage, I should think they're going to keep on doing it.
And after this result, the team is 4th in the constructor standings.
Next time, the teams will be forging ahead at full throttle through the Styrian forest. The Austrian Grand Prix is right around the corner.
So the race results then, Sainz leads Leclerc home for a Ferrari 1-2. Perez and Verstappen finished 3rd and 4th. Gasly gets P5 ahead of Russell and Hamilton. Ocon just beat out Yuki by, what is that, 100th of a second. Oh, that was close. And Fernando gets the final point for finishing P10. Leclerc gets the extra point for fastest lap. Your non-finishers are Bottas, Norris, Ricciardo, Mick Schumacher, Kevin Magnussen, Zhou Guanyu, Vettel, Stroll, and Latifi beating out his teammate today for P19 with Albon in 20th. No retirements, and everybody up to Ricciardo got lapped. Just the once though. No safety cars, no crashes. Pretty tame race, all told. Drivers' Championship, Leclerc still got about 30 points on Sainz, who pulls ahead of Max. Sergio looks like he's dropping back, so I think the championship is probably going to be between those top three. Pierre's closing on Lewis. He's now only 6 points behind him. George manages to get past Fernando. Yuki stays 11th there, and I'm presuming it's the same guys who have not scored points. Both Astons, both Williams, and Mick Schumacher. Constructors' points, Ferrari keep pulling away. I think they're pretty much a lock for this title. I know we're only halfway through the year, but they look pretty unbeatable. They've got 7 wins already. And despite our best efforts there with Pierre up in P5, we actually lose a little bit of ground, 2 points to Mercedes there. So I think P4 is looking about our spot, I think. But remember, we're not going to be developing our car for the rest of the year. We're going to be focusing solely on research. So we could slip down. Alpine and Alfa Romeo could both overhaul us for the end of the year. So we'll have to see how that goes. So Pierre's got a development point, so we'll use that once we get back to our HQ. See what we can do with that. Probably going to be putting it on smoothness, I think. Or maybe defending. Finances, we gain just over 3 mil. Had to pay out the bonus clauses, of course. I don't mind doing that if our drivers keep performing like they did today. So the point that we're going to put into Pierre here, I think will go in defending. Needs to be a little bit better at that. That's his weakest stat right now. So we'll give him another point in that. Once again, the board are still saying that we are exceeding expectations, so I don't think we have to worry about getting fired anytime soon. Right, so I think that's going to be it for this episode. Coming up next, we got the Austrian Grand Prix. Our scouts will be finished as well, so we'll be able to put them on 4 other people. I believe we were going to scout Fernando Alonso as well, so that's where one of them's going. I'll have to figure out where the other 3 will be, but we'll worry about that next time. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have an awesome day, like, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.